Hello, it's Dawn Billings here, and in this series of relationship insight training, we're going to be looking at trips couples hate to take. Now, this of course is a play on words. By trips, I do not mean travel. I'm referring to the most common relationship stumbling blocks that cause couples to trip, sometimes with painful and even serious relational damage. These trips are what I call trips couples hate to take because when couples trip over the inevitable relationship challenges, it hurts their hearts, frustrates, angers, and confuses their heads, and makes them question whether or not to even stay in their relationships. Let's take a minute or two to examine the most common places couples trip in their relationships and why. Total, we're going to talk about 6 relational trips. Relational trip number 1. When couples travel from infatuation to the regular world or the real world, they often ask themselves, what happened? I no longer feel as crazy in love and excited as I used to. This is a natural progression in every relationship, although most of us don't like this trip one bit. The reason we don't like it is because infatuation is the most glorious, wonderful, biologically drugged experience, and it feels fantastic. Infatuation is when you meet someone and you're instantly attracted to them. You find it difficult to think clearly because your thoughts are consumed by their smile, smell, the sound of their voice. They have completely captivated you with their charm, wit, elegance, intelligence, etc. You can't help thinking about that person even when they're around you or away from you. Infatuation, in fact, carries you away, and you suddenly want to run through fields of heather, sing out loud with the radio, dance in the rain, and of course, write and recite poetry. You spend a great deal of your time imagining this person is the one you have been looking for your whole life. All of these traits are traits of infatuation. Now, let us review the number 1 trip again that couples hate taking. They hate to travel from that infatuated feeling to their regular, unbiologically drugged world. It's painful to realize that infatuation doesn't exist. When you are infatuated, you feel a heightened passion and excitement. Of course, as human beings, infatuation is one of our very favorite feelings of all time. But when your body comes down off those natural infatuated hormones and heightened neurotransmitters, and the feelings of infatuation begin to dwindle, you're left with one of the most important of all relationship questions. Now what? Your choices? Well, you can walk away from one another, or you can take the journey together into love. What does it mean to journey together into love? This is simply when infatuation is no longer drugging your body, you actually consciously choose that you want to remain in your relationship. Taking that journey together from infatuation into love does not feel the same as infatuation. There are no biological drugs to ease the pain of vulnerability. It is not simply a high, but instead you begin to roll up your sleeves and build and establish something richer, deeper, more lasting, and ultimately more fulfilling. The first trip couples hate to take together from infatuation to a world of conscious choice is the most important trip 2 people can choose to take with one another. For without this choice to journey together, all other trips together are impossible. We hope you've enjoyed this training video from Relationship Help at Home, and we've created many more for your enjoyment.